Good afternoon, AireSpring customers. My name is Joseph, and today I have a new, useful, and exciting product to show you that AireSpring will be offering as an add-on to your current and new services. It will give our customers the ability to view utilization reports, uptime, downtime, and everything in between, all presented in an easy-to-navigate graphical interface that gives you the power to know what's going on in your router. This new product is a powerful tool that consolidates performance reporting for your network devices and provides real-time monitoring and alerting. Now, enough hearing about it. I'm here to show you some of the basics to get you started. The name of our new network monitoring platform is Omni Center. So let's log in and get started. I've already logged in here. So once you get an AireSpring provided login, from here we can just go to our Omni Center portal. It's going to be https AireNMS.airspring.com, and it takes you straight to this page right here. You'll have your login, which is typically going to be your customer number and a special password, which you'll be able to reset after your first login. So for testing purposes here, we have a kind of just outline this customer number that we happen to just pick here, 1311111_test. And let me log in with my password real quick. So once we log in here, it kind of takes us to our home page. It gives us our category here of your devices. This is going to have where all your routers are going to be. Kind of quick pie charts of your routers. Now, once we're here, basically this is a monitoring platform. So the use of this is going to be for your IT guy or whoever you're going to have logging into this and checking out utilization reports to see exactly what's going on with your device. Is it up? Is it down? Are you guys utilizing your bandwidth correctly? Your bandwidth would be like your internet speed, for example. Your peak times. It can be used for a lot of different things. Basically, just however you guys want to apply this to your company. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. Going to our disconnect CPEs. So from here, you can see we have 3 devices that we chose for testing. AireSpring Test 4, which for purposes is going to be down. Our AireSpring Lab and our AireSpring Test 3. So right here gives you a breakdown of current incidents, what's going down. Because AireSpring Test 4 is down for our testing purposes, you'll see it right here, how long it's been down for, the type of device it is, a host, basically a router. Let's go ahead and get started with the AireSpring Test 4 here. Now when we go into here, AireSpring Test 4 is down, as you can see. Gives us our current incidents, same thing as the page before this where we saw our current incidents. Gives you some basic information on the router, what kind of device it is, the bin that it's in this case it's disconnect CPEs, just for testing purposes. So from here we can go into CPU, which gives us our CPU utilization. Basically for that purpose, just to see if your router's over processing itself would be the best way to put it. If the router's drowning itself in processes. That can affect quality of service, your voice, that can affect your internet speeds, it can affect a number of different things. So once we go into here, we can kind of see our CPU utilization. And from here, we can just kind of see a graph of our CPU utilization. Now, because this is a test device, it's our AireSpring Lab, we're not really going to see anything here. This is a down device, so we're really not going to see too much here. He's been down for 7 hours. We come to network, we can kind of see our basic bandwidth stuff, which I'll get into when we actually go to a device that's actually still currently up. So from here then, since I showed you guys already kind of what you're going to see if your device is down, in the overview you'll see critical, you'll see a warning there, which is red, indicating that device probably is down. And then the best part would be just open a trouble ticket right away, which you'll probably notice even before you log into NMS, into our network monitoring system platform. So we'll go ahead and go back to our home, which is going to take you back to your tactical overview, which is this main page right here. Go back into our disconnected CPEs, and we're going to pick a device that's up right now. So we'll go and start with the AireSpring 908E Lab. Here you'll see the current state is up. We have no warnings, nothing like that. No current incidents going on here. Same basic information, last reboot time, the type of device, it's an ATRAN, uptime, just basic information, even the serial number. Even breaks it down to the version of your device. So we'll go ahead and head over into services where we were before, kind of same thing. You'll see just a basic breakdown of incident history, anything like that. all the way back from August 23rd. This is just from us playing with the AireSpring Lab here. So we'll go ahead and go into a CPU utilization. Now, as I explained before, this is good to see if your router is kind of like drowning itself in processes. If it's shooting too high up, it can affect basically voice quality, even up to internet quality, anything like that. This can really affect it if it's shooting too high up. So you definitely don't want this high up at all. So we'll go to our CPU utilization now. Because it's the test lab again, I'm going to go ahead and choose this here. So I show the most recent time we actually had usage here, which is September 2014. You can left click on this graph to zoom in on this. You can kind of go whichever way you want to go. Just from left clicking, selecting what you want to, then letting go. It'll zoom in on that particular date that you want. We can go in even further here, left click again. Go even further and make it even bigger. I'm going to go and do it one last time. So this gives us our CPU utilization here in a nice format. We can kind of see little spikes where utilization shot all the way up, almost to 60%. Basic utilization, I mean, it's nice and low. That's kind of where we want to keep it. This is our thresholds right here. So this shows us our warning threshold, 65% and critical 75%. This is when AireSpring gets alerted that this device is using way too much of its processing power. Kind of see that here on the graph, 75% and 65%. Now this will also give us a max, 91%. That was a point in time when this device actually went up to 91%. It gives us an average and a current. So here, if we go and go to peaks, this will show us peak time. So we'll go and see that we should be able to see that 91% shoot, and it's right over here where we actually went all the way up to 91%. That's right here, max CPU utilization. We actually turn off the other feature too, so we only see that. We can zoom in on that too by left clicking and dragging to what we want. Now this can also be exported into a graph or a table, however you want to do it, using this button, export and download. You can also print, and we can actually view this in real time using the instance report. So if we go and click here, we can reset view, take us back to where we were. And that's basically it for utilization. So we're going to go and go to bandwidth utilization now and error reporting. We're going to go ahead and click on network. This is going to show us our latency here. This is kind of like your home page. Just a quick little mini breakdown of latency. The threshold for latency, 20 milliseconds and 40 milliseconds. And the max, average, and current. So again, test lab, so we're going to go ahead and go back into the round trip time. Bring up that latency graph even bigger. Click on this here. We should see around September 2014 again. We're going to do the same thing, zoom in on that one again. So here in the latency tool now, latency is basically going to be the time it takes for a ping to go from your router to the SNMP server and then back again to your router. Just how long all that takes. Average is going to be about 10 milliseconds for this device. This device is right here in our office, so we're going to see really low times. We had one peak time go up to 45. A peak time would be kind of your highest. So if we click here, we'll see peaks. We should see an even higher one. Kind of see down here, we had one that went up to 278. The average was 10, which we see right down here, and the current is about 11. So we'll go ahead and go into peaks here. We should see that 278. Over here around September, we're going to zoom in on that guy so you guys can see it a little bit better. And there he is. There's our 278 peak ping, which for the office is not the greatest, but then again, this does ride over the internet. So we can go and click on reset view, go back, and this is kind of the same breakdown as the other one. We can export, print, and just view live reports. And again, our threshold here and our critical threshold. So this guy would have definitely alerted AireSpring since he went above that warning there. Now we're going to go and go back to the 908, click on network again, and from here we can kind of see our bandwidth utilization. These are our interfaces in the AdTran. So if you go to the back of your AdTran, you'll see Ethernet 01, you'll see T101, anything like that. Now since this is a T1 circuit, we have 1.54 megs. We're actually using T101. You can see that on the back of your AdTran device. You'll see T101. That's going to be our actual little WAN port, our wide area network, where the internet comes into your device. So if we click on here, this is kind of gives us a quick view of the graph. You can zoom in, same things here, but you don't really have as many options to select dates and times. So what I like to do is we'll go ahead and go right into T101. Now you'll see an in and out here, Both these graphs kind of show both in and out, so it doesn't really matter which one you click on. The only difference is you'll see here inbound traffic, outbound traffic percentages. But when you actually go into the actual graph itself for T101, you'll see in and out right there. So again, we're going to click on this year. We're going to go ahead and zoom in around September 2014 again. So you can see we're using about 5 and 10K. 5 and 10K is very, very low utilization. You figure 100K would be about 1 meg. So 500K would be like the 0.5 of your 1.5 circuit. So, I mean, this guy's not even hitting 20K, even during his peak. Since, I mean, this is a test lab, so you should be used to seeing more on your devices here, especially if they're used heavily. We can kind of filter out in and out just by clicking down here. And it scales to whichever one you have too, so it's pretty cool. You see when we click on out, we're not even hitting 15K on outbound traffic. And now this is taking the point of view from inside the router. So in would be traffic coming into the router, out would be traffic going out to the internet. And you can see your averages down here. All pretty straightforward, presented to you right in front of you. Same concept up here. You can reset the view back to where you were. Import, export, view the live graph, print, all that fun stuff. And again here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in again for you guys and show you guys some of the filtering tools we have here. Not only by date and time, but also we go to unscaled, we should see the full 1.5 meg. And since we're in September, I mean, you can see we're not even hitting, not even half of the circuit speed on this circuit here. And we can see peaks. Should see a pretty alright spike here up to about 48K. So we're still not even hitting during peak times here. Anything special like that. We can go and filter all these other ones. Just see max outbound and then max inbound, which is also about 48. And same concept down here. You can kind of just see averages, all that neat stuff. So we're going to go back to the lab here. Other is going to be empty, and trends just show you some basic trends. Host uptime, service uptime, and these are threshold times. Same thing, you can zoom in on these two. Reset zoom. You don't really get to bring these up any bigger, and you can't really select them like you can on the bandwidth statements, but they're still neat tools, and they're here for your use. We're going to go ahead and go back to the overview. Again, this was one of the up routers, so nothing's wrong. Last updated less than a minute ago. So all this stuff is up to date. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our main page, our tactical overview here. I'll just give you guys a quick breakdown of what we have up here. This is the home page, a tactical overview. You can view a strategic group overview, current issues, which are going to show us that current issues page that we looked at before. A knock overview and a trend overview. I find it that this is the easiest to go, just to go into your category and click on whatever category you have here. Omni Center does have some neat reporting tools. You can report on uptime, performance, reboot report. I mean, anything you can kind of think of and want, you can pull a report on it. Even down to bandwidth analysis and even a monthly wide area network comparison. Just overall comparisons of month to month. Utilities, I don't believe we have these set up just yet. We can go into Looking Glass, System Logs, Inventory Report. Inventory reports just gives you a breakdown of your routers. Again, you can just go into categories and see what you have there, and you can even select favorites. That's kind of like a quick breakdown of Omni Center. I hope you guys find this useful, and thank you guys for viewing.